Good morning, traders. Welcome to another episode of Market Mornings. I'm your host, Reed, and this is your go-to spot for all of your daily headlines, chart setups, and stock analysis, everything you need to get your trading day started off right. And as a disclaimer, this stream is intended for information and educational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, so please make sure you consult a financial advisor before you make any financial decisions. The information involved in this show is not financial advice. And also, you may hear me talk about some affiliate links, or you may see some affiliate links throughout the show. Those are at no extra cost to you. They're only designed to for a way for you to support the stream. And so I appreciate it. And if you want to check out the link in the bio or down in the description, like I said, that only helps support the stream. And we also, as always, we have a jam-packed show, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm trying to get these under 15 minutes because I know how important your time is. So we'll get started right away. We'll give you a global snapshot. The S&P futures are down about 0.5%. The Europe stock 600 is down about almost 1%. The 10-year yield is falling to 4.38. The dollar index is coming in at down 0.5%, and crude oil, after spiking yesterday, is down about 1.6% at 67.06. And just getting right into the headlines, we're going to talk about the 30-year yield. The 30-year Treasury auction today is, like I talked about yesterday, they're selling $22 billion in long-term debt. That's on the table. Yesterday's 10-year sales showed strong demand, so that's good. And the big read on appetite for the duration of this inflation. Basically, people are trying to hedge for inflation. So this is going to give us an indication of where that stands. And like I said, after weeks of hard ringing around demand for long-term U.S. debt, all eyes are on this Thursday auction sale. So that's happening at 1 p.m. New York time. So we'll definitely keep our eyes on that as Treasuries add to post CPI gains after strong auction demand. So like I said, yesterday's demand came in pretty solid. So hopefully that continues. Another big thing in the news, the U.S. moves some of its diplomats out of the Middle East. The U.S. embassy staff is exiting Iraq. And this is coming off of tensions with Iran. Iran threatens retaliation if their nuclear sites are hit. Like I said, that's caused oil to cool off after the spike yesterday. So that points to volatility coming. And there are a lot of rumors around going around the internet that Israel's planning a strike on Iran. So the U.S. is kind of getting out of the way, and those match some of the statements from Trump. And like I said, the U.S. ordered staff to leave the embassy in Baghdad, officials said, after Iran threatened to strike American assets in the Middle East in the event that its nuclear program is attacked. So we're getting out of the way of that, and that's probably the right move. Now, also in the news, Trump says again he'll set unilateral tariffs in 2 weeks. Trump says unilateral tariffs are coming. Could be posturing. It could be posturing, but the market hates uncertainty. So, this, like I said, a lot of people that missed out on these opportunities and didn't understand that it was a taco trade. That Trump always changes his mind, basically, and maybe it's just posturing. So this could be opportunity for you to grab some of those stocks that you wanted at a discounted price. And so we'll watch industrials and import heavy names. And also in the news, Tencent said to study deal for $15 billion game developer Nexon. There's a $15 billion target for expansion in gaming. Tencent looking to bolster RPG, that's real player games, I guess, and mobile catalog. So possible wave of gaming. M&A. Like I talked about, M&A is the theme for this year. A lot of big fish are going to be acquiring little fish, and this seems to be right on line with that. Unfortunately, for some reason, all of this, the names involved, their stocks are down pre-market. So we'll continue to monitor that as well. Let's see. Let's get right into and that's really all I have going on in the news. We also have oil, like I said, oil slip as traders take stock of tensions in the Middle East. So we know that's going on. We'll continue to watch oil. As you can see here, BP. Well, actually, now they're up. BP's up, Shell's up, but those are preliminary numbers. Let's see if there's anything else worth watching in the news. Oh, we have the Boeing crash. Definitely thoughts and prayers with that, with anyone involved in that situation there. Plane went down from India, going to London, so that's definitely very tragic. We want to make sure we send thoughts and prayers to the families. Reportedly, there are no signs of survivors at this moment, but anything's possible. She and the U.S. China trade talks. Trump seeking a quick win as she plays the long game. Like I said, Trump said he's definitely hard to deal with. And then we also have the riots. Well, I won't say riots, but we have the situation going on in L.A. L.A. under a second night of curfew in the crackdown here. Los Angeles Police Department moved swiftly on Wednesday night to quell disorder. So we'll continue to monitor that situation. We already know that Iran stepping up enrichment with. So all of these things create volatility in the market. We got Trump killing dozens of NASA missions, threatens the U.S. space supremacy. So this all spells market volatility. So we'll go straight to the charts, and we'll go to some of the market movers this morning. Oracle is they're up 7% pre-market, 7.6%. As you can see, pre-market they're at 191.80, and this is based off of their AI cloud infrastructure surge that we've been hearing about. Another meme stock in the news, GameStop, is down 13%. And that's off of the 1.75 billion convertible bond news. So market's not taking that well. They're offering 1.75 billion in convertible bonds, senior notes due 2032 with 250 million over allotment option. So stocks fell 10% based off of that news to 2364 right now. CoreWeave, another name that's been in the news. CoreWeave is up about 2.5%, and this is off of the Google and OpenAI partnership. CoreWeave, they're going to be involved in that, so their stock is up based off of that news. Dana, sorry, hold on. Yeah, that's not the right one. Yeah, Dana Incorporated. They're up 5.5%, and this is based off sold off their highway unit for 2.7 billion deal to buy Dana's off-highway business, and that was Allison Transmissions. Let's see what Allison is doing. They're down a little bit. I guess they'll probably go down a little bit and then bounce back up based off of that news. BE Semi is up 11%. They raised long-term guidance. So they raised their long-term targets based on industrial. Sorry, BE Semiconductor industrial shares jumped after the Dutch manufacturer of chip making equipment raised its long-term targets. So they raised their long-term targets. That's where they're up. And Tesco. These are all like foreign stocks, so we won't talk about them. And Adobe. Adobe was one that was on my watch list, and they are up. They are up right now. Pre-market, they up pre-market. Yeah, they're up about $2 pre-market, and they report earnings after the bell. So that's definitely one to watch. They're coming off of a double top, so it may fall. Hopefully, it doesn't fall below the neckline of 396.93. So we'll watch that. We'll definitely anticipate those earnings after the bell. So now let's get into the watch list here. We got Qualcomm. I'm bullish on Qualcomm. They're down a little bit pre-market. Buy zone is 152 if you're trying to get into it. 152.30. That brings a fall to around this zone here. The 78% Fibonacci, and we're gonna take profit at 164.20. This line, and just set your stop loss at 150 on that one. Coinbase. I'm looking for a bullish breakout. The buy zone, if you want to wait for that confirmation, the buy zone is 253 to 256, and your take profit's 265.65. This number up here, which would be this number here, and stop loss at 248. We don't want it to fall below that. Alcoa. This is also, they're coming off a double top, a little bit of a pullback. They're down pre-market as well. My buy zone's 28 to 28.50, so it's right in that range. So I'm looking for a bounce off of this number here, and a take profit of 29. So just a short little day trade here, and your stop loss at 27.50. If it falls below that, then it's probably going to go down to somewhere in the 25s. And these are ones that I added. Hump Day, Hims. Hims is reversal potential. Like I said, they had a double top. They didn't get quite under the neckline right here, 51.25. So buy zone, I have it at 55.80. So that's around the 23% Fibonacci. And let's see here. Take profit at 57.50. That's at your 0%. So nice little retracement here. And so we want to wait. We wanted to fall to the downside of the VWAP. Right now it's trading on that uptrend. And yeah. So, and then a stop loss of 54.70. That's on HIMS. Micron Technologies. It continues to run. I mean, it is down a little bit pre-market. I think that'll open up a buy opportunity as well. I mean, if you're looking for a safe buy zone, you want to wait for a pullback in the 110 to 111 range. I don't see it falling to that level anytime soon. So if you're getting some FOMO, maybe it bounces off of the 112 and shoots up to hopefully 122. But again, that this stock's running, and if you've been following me, I don't like getting in stocks that are running. But I actually got in this one. I think I bought in at the close yesterday, or prior to close yesterday. So we'll see how that works out for me this morning. PayPal is holding their gains. Right now they're coming in at 74.23 pre-market. If you're looking for a buy zone, I'd say this 23% fib at 73 ish, and take profit of 74.80. So about $1 something a share, and a stop loss of at this line here, 72.50. On holding, on holding is I'm bearish on them. Like I said, watch for a breakout as well. This bearish divergence is continuing. We had a little bit of a bounce, but it hit a ceiling right here at this fib line, and it's falling. It's even down a little bit pre-market. So we're probably looking for a fallback to the 200 EMA. So if you're looking to get in, that's probably a good area. If you want to wait a little bit, wait for 100% extension here at 54.70-ish, 54-ish, and a take profit of 57 on that one. Best Buy, see how tariffs are affecting these guys. Double top as well, down pretty, I won't say big pre-market, but they're in reversal zone. Maybe even a fall to the 200 EMA at 70.61 right now. So that represents probably a good buy zone right here, and take profit of going back up to 74, because we do believe in the good news that is coming out of the tariff talks with the U.S. and China, and a stop loss at 70. If it falls below there, then you could be looking at it going to 64. And SE, the sell-off is continuing, and avoid it for now. I don't have any buy zones, anything on this one right now. It's continuing to fall, and we got strong momentum, and it's definitely moving to the downside with the quickness. So that's all I have for our watch list. What's up? What else is in the news? The dollar debate. The dollar is down, but far from unalived here. Let's see, the dollar. I had a trade going on with the dollar against the gold against the US dollars. You can see that spiked a little bit here, not a little bit, a lot of bit. So as we talked about earlier, the dollar is down. We have some people like Robin Brooks have said it's oversold and emotional. Paul Tudor Jones thinks the US dollar drops 10% next year with rate cuts. And that's a reminder that reverse currency status isn't just about price, it's about trust and liquidity. And with us not participating in trade as we would normally do, that just creates a lot of tension, and I won't say basically the US dollar is unneeded, because we're not purchasing all over the world. So they're going to look for alternatives, which is going to affect the dollar. And if the rate cuts come on as anticipated, like I said, I don't know if they're going to come or not, but a lot of people are anticipating rate cuts now, which I think is I think that's risky. But the dollar's basically all I'm saying is the dollar's shrinking. I don't know. Let me see what else I got. Stocks and bonds are are they getting too expensive? I don't know. Let's look at the equity market here. What am I looking for? We got the 10-year, the 1 year is down. It definitely hit a target here. 2 year, 5 year, 10-year, they're all down. So I think hopefully the US isn't becoming unattractive to investors, but we'll continue to watch that. So that brings me to my final thoughts. And I don't know if are we under. Hopefully, we're under 15 minutes. That's my target and my goal with you guys. But we got the Boeing drama. We got oil volatility. The crypto beef. I didn't talk much about that, but if you want to look at that, you got a hedge fund guy I'm sorry, you got a shorter, a short seller and a Bitcoin bull. That's Chanos and Saylor. Their crypto showdown. Chanos says the strategy stock, and that's used to be MicroStrategy, but they're called Strategy now, is overhyped versus its Bitcoin holdings. So there's a whole beef going on about that, over who's right and who's wrong. I didn't want to get into it because it's kind of in the weeds. But we have that going on. So, basically just pick your risk, but respect the macro, respect the 30,000 foot view. Like, and that comes with knowing the environment that you're going into. It's definitely a volatile environment. So you want to make sure you pick a winner and I never want to say my advice would, I'm not going to diversify that much. Um, diversification right now is kind of like, what do they call it? Kind of like a parlay. The more you add to it, and this is definitely not financial advice. This is just my theory. The more you involve and the more you have to watch, it's just something's gonna go wrong. So I'm just gonna pick what I think is a winner, and risk 10% of my bag and just slowly creep up in this environment. And I think that's the strategy I'm gonna use. And that's, to me, that's called staying nimble, because I'm not overly, invested in a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm managing the size of my investment. Um, so that lets the trade kind of come to you, and you're not just out there casting the net wide, and you got to follow all these things and juggle all these plates, and then while you think you're doing good over here, you're getting killed over there. Just keep it simple. And again, I think that's my advice of the day. Keep it simple. So again, make sure you check out my affiliate links in the bio or down in the description below. That's going to connect you with BTCC.com, which is a crypto trading platform that lets you trade up to 500x, with a 10% bonus using my link on your first time deposits. If you want to stream like a pro, use Streamlabs. If you want to launch your site, check out Bluehost. If you want to buy crypto, check out Coinbase. My link streamlines the setup process, and I also have, what is it? Robinhood. I've just partnered with Robinhood, so you'll see those links as well. So that's all I have for this morning's market report. Like I said, I'm your host, Reed. Trade safe, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow to see how the week closes. Peace.